Chapter 22. "Let us go!" I shrieked. He didn't move. His strange gray eyes moved from Zeke to Brian to me. "You have to let us out of here," I insisted, and then I added meekly, "Please?" His scowl grew even angrier. The light from the flashlight made the long scar on his cheek look even deeper. He didn't budge from the doorway. "Why are you down here?" he demanded in his hoarse whisper of a voice. "Why are you in my home?" "So, you are the Phantom," I blurted out. He narrowed his eyes at me in surprise. "Phantom?" His expression turned thoughtful. "I guess you could call me that." Brian uttered a low cry. "This is my home sweet home," the man said angrily. "Why are you here? Why didn't you listen to any of my warnings?" "Your warnings?" I asked. I was shaking so hard, the light from my flashlight was dancing all over the wall. "I did everything I could to keep you away," the Phantom said. "To keep you from my home." "You mean the paint on the backdrop? Swinging down from the catwalk? The scared mask in my locker with the note?" I cried in astonishment. The Phantom nodded. "I tried to warn you. I didn't want to hurt anyone, but I had to protect my home." "And so, you tried to stop our play?" Zeke demanded, huddling close to me. "You tried to ruin our play so we wouldn't use the trapdoor and find you down here." The Phantom nodded. "And what happened 72 years ago?" I asked him. "What happened to you the first time the play was supposed to be re-performed? Why'd you disappear that night?" The Phantom's expression changed. I saw confusion in his silvery eyes. I don't understand," he stammered, staring hard at me, his white hair falling over his forehead. 72 years ago," I insisted. A bitter smile formed on his lips. "Hey, I'm not that old," he replied. "I'm only 57. "Then you're not the Phantom?" Zeke asked uncertainly. Emil shook his head. He let out a weary sigh. "I don't understand this Phantom talk, young man. I'm just a poor, homeless guy trying to protect my little space." All three of us studied him, trying to decide if he was telling the truth. I decided that he was. "You been living here under school?" I asked softly. "How'd you know about this room down here?" "My father worked at the school for 30 years, Emil replied. "He used to bring me here with him when I was a kid. When I lost my apartment in town, I remembered the space. I've been living here ever since, for nearly 6 months now." His eyes glared angrily again. He brushed the hair off his forehead as his ugly scowl returned. "But you're ruining it for me, aren't you?" he said sharply. "You're ruining it all for me." He moved quickly, stepping from the doorway, entering the room, walking toward us with that menacing expression. I stumbled back. "What are you going to do to us?" I cried.